Alright, how you guys doing today? Today's story is coming from r/greentext. First things first though, if you like the art, like the video. If you like my voice, like the video, make sure you leave a comment. I don't care what you say, just say something. Today's story is coming from user/xdcttg15, titled Anon Tells a Joke. Went to the bar with Zoomer co-eds. Decided to tell a joke because everyone's telling funny stories. The joke comes from 11th to 13th century France from a fabuleux I read. The premise is a woman grieving for a recently deceased husband at his grave. A knight and his squire come upon her. The knight feels pity for the woman and her grief. The squire says not to pity her, because she'll soon forget her grief, as she's a flighty woman. The squire bets his master that he could smash the woman right there on top of her husband's grave. The knight takes up the bet and hides behind a tree to watch. The squire approaches the grieving woman and says, "Good day, madam, and may God descend his blessings upon you." The grieving woman replies, "I would rather that God smote me down and laid me beside my husband, for I can't bear to live without him any more." The squire says, "Oh, madam, how I know your pain, and I feel mine is ever greater." "How so?" the woman asks. "I too lost the love of my life," says the squire, "and it was by my own doing." "You killed her," the woman exclaims. "Yes," the squire states, "I smashed her death." The woman grabs the squire and shouts, "For all that is holy, I beg you to smash me here and now and send me to the grave." So the squire obliges and smashes her on her husband's grave. At first, the woman is angry that the smashing isn't killing her, but soon the pleasure takes over and she begs him not to stop. As I finish telling this story, all my Sumer co-eds look at me in disgust. They call the story disgusting, dirty, and sexist. They say grape isn't funny. Ever. They clapped at every word of the previous sentence, by the way. Grape isn't funny. Ever. They all got up and left and told me to follow them because people will make jokes about grape are pieces of crap. It's over. They're gonna tell an administrator in the college to try and get me kicked out. I can feel it. I never thought my literary interest would get me in trouble. I thought reading all these old jokes and comic stories from the Middle Ages would help me make friends since I always have a funny story to tell. And then a comment, there wasn't even a punchline. And then someone says, just found the original version. The original version, the whole thing rhymes, so that's part of it. And then it just ends with the woman saying the squire's bad at smashing. And the narrator says the woman can't be trusted because their emotions constantly change on the flick of a dime. And I did some searching and I found the original fabuleux that the guy found it from, so I'm gonna read that as well. Since I'm in the mood to narrate, fables while it lasts I'll relate. Instead of fables, something true. Long past in Flanders a man who, once poor, had gained prosperity from the time in his life when he must meet his end death laid him low. In word and deed his wife made show of her great grief now he was dead, for a woman is easily led to mourning and much lamentation upon the slightest provocation, and quickly put sorrows behind her when the man's widow called to mind her adoring husband who'd passed on. She cries that she is woe begone. She strives to vent her great vexation, exemplifying desperation, and put her strength in the commotion, such that she's proven her devotion to the departed. All agree no wife should show more misery. And when time came to bury him, you could have heard the woman scream, and see her display her despair, and wring her hands and tear her hair. She cries out loud as she can, "Where are you going, good kind man? They've laid you in this hole and piled earth on your body. I'm with child. How shall we live, your babe and I wish the both of us might die." When the earth hid him from her eyes, she uttered shrill and piercing cries, and tore her clothes, nor ceased to weep, but let herself fall in a heap. Her relatives made shift to calm the widow and to lead her home, but she replied that she would stay, nor would she ever go away, or quit his grave, dead or alive. The reason with her, and they strive, until they leave her there, tired out, no one else remains about. She stays alone by the gravesite. A stranger comes, an errant knight, and his squire together come along the path and towards the tomb. He sees the lady sitting there, who, in the strength of her despair, betters her face and body hard for him who's gone to his reward. He says to his squire, "Do you see that lady, how sad she must be to beat her body in that fashion? Indeed, she moves me to compassion." "Compassion? Are you so naive that you're convinced to see her grieve? If you are willing, I will wager that while you hide, I will engage her, and have no trouble, I believe, for all that she pretends to grieve, in getting her to smash with me. But you must hide where you can see. No Christian, you, the arch deceiver, lives in your body. I maintain that you think up such a wild claim. Some wild claim, who am I to bet against you? But I'll show you yet Well, we shall see how much you make out. I won't see much, I have no doubt. Beneath that pine I'll go and hide. The squire then dismounts from then astride. His horse assumes a sad expression and heads in the lady's direction. And speaking softly he addressed her. Thus may God preserve you, dear sister. Preserve me, she says, may he give me death. I have no desire to live. My husband's dead, my noble sire, and my heart's ready to expire. He raised me out of poverty, and treated me so tenderly, and loved me like himself, no better. Lady, my pain is 10 times greater. Greater, how so? I'll tell you all. The heart of mine was held in thrall by a most fair and noble woman, a gentle breeding and a cummin, whom more than myself I cherished, until my unthinking act she perished. Unlucky man, you killed her how? By smashing dear sweet lady now. Life has become hateful to me. You noble man, come here and free the world of me. Kill me, release me too, I beg, if you can please. With all your strength and all your force, do me as you did her, or worse. You say that smashing did her in, then she fell backwards under him. As if she had lost her consciousness, the squire hoisted up her dress, and shoving his prick into her slit, so his liege could see all of it, who nearly swooned from giggling. You think that you can kill me by tickling? The lady asked, you call this tucking? You sooner wear yourself out bucking than finish me off at this rate. Thus she, who was disconsolate, found consolation in the end. The man's a moron, I contend, who puts much faith in woman's nature, for woman is a weak-willed creature. She laughs or weeps for no good reason. Her mood changed quicker than the season. She loves, she hates, she's glad, she's sad. Who trusts in a woman must be mad. And then that ends the fabula that this green text was based off of. Alright, that's going to be the end of the story. Hope you guys have yourselves a fantastic rest of your day. Peace.